I bought my ex-wife's house and moved into the guest suite, and my girlfriend completely lost it. So I have 3 kids with my ex-wife Katie, and we actually get along really well. We've been divorced for 4 years, but we're great at co-parenting. My youngest is 8, and she still has nightmares sometimes, so when she stays with me, I'll put her back to bed and lay with her until she falls asleep. My girlfriend Beth had a huge problem with this. She'd refuse to sleep over when my daughter was there because she didn't want to be left alone if I had to comfort my kid. She kept saying I was coddling my daughter and choosing my kids over her. 3 months ago, Katie called me panicking. Her landlord told her he was selling the house and wanted to offer it to her first, but she didn't have the credit or savings to buy it. This was the only home my youngest had ever known, and the thought of her having to move again broke my heart. Katie and I talked about it for hours. We're just friends now. Nothing romantic at all. So I decided to buy the house and let her stay there. The landlord really liked our kids and gave me the house for 20% below market value because he wanted them to have a stable home. The house has this separate in-law suite with its own entrance, so I moved in there. Katie and I agreed this was temporary for 1 year while she builds her credit, then she'll buy it from me at the same price I paid. When I told Beth about the plan, she seemed okay with it at first, but the day I actually moved in, she completely flipped out. She started screaming that I was basically living with my ex-wife and that we were playing house together. I tried explaining that Katie and I live in completely separate spaces and barely see each other except when I'm picking up my daughter. But Beth wouldn't listen. She said I chose my family over her and that she couldn't date someone who was still so involved with his ex. She stopped talking to me for 2 weeks, wouldn't answer my calls or texts. I figured the relationship was over, which honestly was probably for the best. Then yesterday, she called me out of nowhere. She said she'd been thinking about it and maybe we could work things out. I got excited until she told me her solution. She wanted me to move in with her and her mom. I reminded her that she lives in a 5-bedroom house with her mother, who has 0 boundaries. This woman literally walks into Beth's room while we're sleeping without knocking. Beth said that didn't matter, and that if I really loved her, I'd leave the house I bought for my kids and move in with her family instead. That's when I realized Beth didn't actually care about our relationship. She just couldn't stand that my kids and my ex were more important to me than she was. I told her I've been on my own since I was 16, and I'm not about to give up my independence to live under someone else's mother's rules. She hung up on me and sent me a text saying I'd regret choosing my dysfunctional family over a real relationship. The funny thing is, my kids are happier than they've been in years. My youngest loves having both her parents close by, and Katie actually thanked me for giving her time to get back on her feet. Sometimes the right choice is the one that makes everyone else angry.